There is a certain kind of person you will never see on social media. You will not find them posting their morning routine or broadcasting their sacrifices. They are somewhere quiet, reading, lifting, building, becoming. While the world is busy performing, this person is transforming. While others are chasing likes, this person is chasing mastery. You have felt this calling before. That quiet pull inside you that whispers, "Go deeper, go harder, go silent." That feeling is not random. It is ancient. It is Stoic. It is the voice of every warrior, philosopher, and master who ever walked this earth before you. The noise of the modern world is designed to keep you distracted. Every notification, every scroll, every comparison, it is all a trap. The trap of staying ordinary while pretending to be busy. But somewhere beyond that noise, beyond the performance and the validation, there is a version of you that is being forged in silence. And the most dangerous truth is this: real transformation never announces itself. It simply arrives. Over 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor sat alone in his tent before dawn and wrote these words to himself: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That man was Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful person in the known world. And yet every single morning, he chose philosophy over comfort. This is the foundation of Stoicism. Not weakness dressed as patience. Not passivity disguised as peace. It is iron discipline wrapped in quiet intelligence. Seneca, one of Rome's greatest minds, warned us centuries ago about the thief of time. He said most people do not live, they simply exist, waiting for life to give them permission to begin. He reminded us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality, that our greatest battles are internal, not external. Then there was Epictetus, born a slave, yet mentally freer than any emperor. He taught one revolutionary idea: the dichotomy of control. Some things are in your power. Most things are not. Your opinion, your desire, your discipline, these are yours. Everything else is noise. Stoicism does not ask you to escape the world. It asks you to master yourself first. Because a man who cannot govern his own mind cannot govern anything. In the modern age, where every platform rewards performance and punishes silence, Stoicism is radical. Choosing to work without applause is radical. Choosing to grow without an audience is radical. Social validation is the poison of this generation. Every time you seek approval before taking action, you are borrowing courage from strangers who do not even know your name. The Stoics would call this slavery. And they would be right. True freedom begins the moment you stop performing for others and start building for yourself. Here's the core principle that separates those who transform from those who merely talk about it. It is this: identity precedes action, but action creates identity. James Clear, in his work on habits and behavioral change, made something ancient feel modern. He said every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Every time you study when you are tired, you vote for the disciplined version of yourself. Every time you train when motivation is gone, you cast another vote. The person is built one silent choice at a time. Ryan Holiday, who has dedicated his career to translating Stoic philosophy for the modern world, reminds us that the obstacle is the way. The difficulty is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Every moment of resistance, every hard morning, every uncomfortable choice, that is the curriculum of transformation. Mark Manson stripped it down even further. He said that who you are is defined not by what you feel like doing, but by what you actually do when feeling like doing nothing. That gap between impulse and action is where character is either built or destroyed. Robin Sharma called it building your inner empire before you build anything outside. Your mind is the first kingdom you must conquer. Your habits are the walls of that kingdom. And your discipline is the army that defends everything you are becoming. This is not motivational language. This is architecture. You are building something real, something permanent, something that belongs only to you. And it is built in silence, far away from the eyes of the world. Let us make this real. Let us walk through the life of someone who has chosen the Stoic path. It is 11 o'clock at night. Everyone else is scrolling through their phone, watching content that will be forgotten by morning. But one person opens a book, not because they feel inspired, not because motivation arrived like a gift, but because they made a decision, a quiet, unwitnessed decision, that they will use the hours others waste. That is studying while others drift. That is one vote cast for the future self. Now picture the early morning. Cold air, empty roads. The alarm goes off before the sun rises. Every soft, comfortable part of the human body is begging to stay in bed. But this person stands up, puts on their shoes, and begins. Not because it is easy, because they chose yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, to become the kind of person who shows up regardless of how they feel. That is training while others complain. That is the Stoic body being forged before the world wakes up. Now watch how this person handles failure. A project does not go as planned. A goal feels distant. Someone else gets the recognition they deserved. In this moment, most people collapse or blame. But this person returns to what Epictetus taught. What is in my control right now? They adjust. They continue. They do not perform grief for an audience. They absorb the lesson in silence and move forward. That is the Stoic mind in motion, unshaken, not because nothing hurt, but because the reaction is chosen, not automatic. And then there is the building of systems, not waiting for inspiration to strike like lightning, not depending on willpower as if it were an unlimited resource. Instead, designing an environment, a routine, a structure that makes the right action almost inevitable. The Stoic does not trust their mood. They trust their architecture. The notebook is kept next to the bed. The training shoes are placed by the door. The phone is left in another room during deep work. These are not dramatic gestures. They are silent engineering. They are the invisible decisions that compound into an unrecognizable life. You do not need to announce this transformation to anyone. The studying happens whether someone watches or not. The training happens whether someone applauds or not. The building continues in the dark, in the quiet, in the unseen hours when everyone else is still asleep. That silence is not emptiness. That silence is preparation. And preparation, done long enough and faithfully enough, becomes destiny. Something remarkable begins to happen after sustained, silent discipline. You start to become a stranger to your former self. The person who used to quit when things got uncomfortable, you barely recognize them. The version of you that needed external validation to feel worthy, that person is fading. Slowly, almost invisibly, a new architecture is emerging from the inside out. This is what the Stoics called eudaimonia, not happiness in the shallow sense, but deep flourishing. A life aligned with your highest nature. A life where your actions and your values are no longer in conflict. When you live like this, there is a quietness inside you that no external chaos can disturb. That quietness is not emptiness. It is strength. People around you begin to sense it before they can name it. There is something different about this person. They are calmer, more focused, less reactive. They do not flinch as easily. They do not need to win arguments or seek approval. They have built something inside themselves that most people spend their entire lives searching for outside. True inner freedom looks like this. You wake up and your first thought is not anxiety about what others think. Your first thought is about what you will build today. Silence becomes your most productive environment. Discipline becomes your most loyal companion. And solitude, which once felt like loneliness, becomes the sacred space where your best self is shaped. You went silent. You studied. You trained. You disappeared from the noise. And now, returning to the world, you are someone entirely new. Not louder, not more visible, simply more powerful, simply more whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote this reminder to himself: confine yourself to the present, not yesterday's failures, not tomorrow's fears, only this moment and what you choose to do inside it. That is the entire philosophy. Master yourself right now. Study when no one is watching. Train when no one is clapping. Build when no one believes yet. The world will eventually see what silence created. You are not behind. You are simply in the forge. And the forge is exactly where strength is made. If this message reached something real inside you, share it with one person who is also on this path. They need to hear this today, and subscribe to the channel for more Stoic philosophy and mental discipline content, because the journey inward never truly ends.